Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Composts versus the Decomposing. When we last left off, we had actually suffered our first loss in Plants vs. Zombies, showing off that, well, even I can make mistakes and not always choose the right plants for the situation. That all said, before we go back into adventure mode, I wanted to show off the puzzle mode, which is essentially just kind of a few of the other mini games that aren't quite mini games that we had. We had the vase breaker, which we showed off earlier, but what I wanted to really show off was iZombie, which is a little bit of an interesting little play on how, the game works. Crazy Dave here points out the fact that the zombies actually asked him to help practice invading houses. And he told them it was okay as long as there's no plants harmed whatsoever. So he put a bunch of cardboard cutouts on our lawn instead. So the basic idea here is that instead of us going and, being the plants defending against the zombies, we're now the zombies trying to eat as many plants as possible. And what makes this puzzle game is you actually have to go and get all 5 brains over here without actually, just dying completely. So what I tend to do is I start off like right here and get as much sun as I can from this particular lane. There is like a really solid way of doing this, but I tend to just go with whatever I feel is best. But pretty much all these plants will act like their normal selves, with sun actually giving you sun to plant your more zombies. And, the squashes squashing any zombie out of existence. So with that taken care of, what I tend to do is I tend to go and put zombies where I know the squashes are going to give me difficulty. Also, you can actually put zombies anywhere you want, but the further back you are, the more they're going to get shot on. So you usually don't want to go and, have your zombies die. So I think a bucket head right here should be fine. Should do fine with a regular guy here. And then up here, a football should be perfectly okay. Basically, squashes are your biggest enemy in here. You want to basically sacrifice any weaker zombie that you can get on them versus anything else. There we go. And now we just send off my football zombie and we've basically won this minigame. It's a fun little difference in just how you can play, simply because you're not having to worry too much about anything else. Get the brain, and it should actually give us a jewel. Yep, there we go. Little bit more money. We now have unlocked the next iZombie level. And that's actually the big difference between the puzzle mode and the minigame mode, is puzzle mode will actually go and unlock as you go and defeat more. Minigame, you're basically stuck with actually having to defeat the adventure mode. We'll eventually come back to puzzle mode a little bit later. But now, let's actually do things right and beat the level that we lost last time. Alright, so first things first, we are going to go and, if I can make sure I got the right plants this time, Sunshroom, Lily Pad, you guys are required. You can't do these levels without them without seriously just screwing yourself over. I'm going to go actually with the old school pea shooter instead of the repeater, simply because as much as I love the repeater, we're actually not given enough time to set up what we want with all the other stuff on top of the repeaters. So I'm not going to be showing off pumpkins this time. Pumpkins are a lot better in the daytime, simply because you're able to protect your plants a hell of a lot better and not have to worry about having a lack of sun. We were just having so much issues with sun in the previous level. I'm actually going to also give up on using blower because we're not having to deal with yeah. We're not having to deal with balloon zombies, so having the lantern here is just a better way of clearing up that fog, making sure we can actually see. Let's see here. We'll get Tangle Kelp. What else should we grab? Let's just grab... let's grab the Hypno-Shroom just in case, because I love my Hypno-Shrooms. Let's get the Puff Shroom so we're actually protected. Alright, so let's actually do this correctly this time, and not lose like idiots. I think one of the other major things I gotta start doing is I start paying a little bit more attention to when I'm putting down the lily pads, because as I've noticed recently, I've just kind of been leaving this entire water area completely 100% open a lot of the time in my more recent episodes, simply because they don't send zombies down here, but when they do, it can screw you over so easily. Alright. Once I got a decent row of plants here, we'll go ahead and start putting down the lantern so we can actually see everything. Alright, so now we're good on sun. Can actually start putting more of the puffs down. Let's put our lantern up here so we can actually see what's going on. Alrighty then. Need a little bit more sun, guys. Come on. Start growing. So just realize we're actually getting close enough so we can purchase one of the other plants if we really wanted to. Okay, so immediately I'm saying we're gonna be screwed here, so I don't want to lose my lantern, but I might actually, you know what? Screw it. Hypno-Shroom you. I do not want to lose that guy already. There we go. This is honestly the best position for these plants, just so you can actually see what you're doing. You should die before you reach, shouldn't you? There you go. We're good. Oh, now here is unfortunately where I think I might not have the thing I wanted to show. Oh. Yeah, dang. I just don't have enough sun yet. Oh well, so we lose that lawnmower, which is not the biggest deal in the world, but now we should have more than enough sun to protect us for the rest of the level. Just gotta make sure I do everything right from this point onward, and we're pretty much solid. There we go. We should be good from this point onward. Get a pea shooter down there, the lily pad down there. Don't need to worry about you. So now I can actually show off what I was wanting to once he pops up again. Because I'm not 100% sure. Let's just get rid of you, because so that way it's going to just instantly push us along. As you can see here, they're actually making it to where we're having a lot less sun, a lot less time to prepare ourselves against the threats. But here's what I was wanting to show. Yep, just how like the pole vault zombies can't jump over tall nuts, neither can the pogo zombies. I just realized I don't have enough defenses down here. There's also one thing I've noticed recently when it comes to my Hypno-shrooms. The zombies just seem to be powering through those guys a little bit more than I would like. It's not so much... I'm wondering, does the Hypno-shroom actually do damage to the plants that I'm fighting? Excuse me, the zombies that I'm fighting? Or is there something else? Because the zombies seem to be a little bit weaker with the Hypno-shroom than I recall. But with that said, we actually won this time, and we get the Magnet-shroom, which is probably the absolute most useful shroom in the entire game. And I'll show why, because, yep, we're gonna have to deal with more zombies here. So let's do our old classic standby, Sun, Puff. Let's do pea shooters. I think we can pull pumpkins back, because we don't need tall nut anymore now that we have magnet. Lily pad, of course, because I gotta actually remember to pull that in. Lanterns and tangle kelp. Eh? Oh! Thank you, game. That's actually a really good point. The game will actually go and point out to you and remind you saying, hey, you don't have anything to fight off this particular zombie that is on the opposing side of the field. The game will actually try its best to make sure you're not completely and totally screwed. So by doing that, the game made sure I was able to actually fight these guys and pull in cactuses instead. Alrighty then, let's get going. Now, probably the biggest problem I have with the pogo stick zombies is simply the fact that, unlike a lot of the other zombies in the game, they don't give you a heads up as to, you know, what exactly, if they're there or not. Especially in the instance of the nighttime levels here. Because basically you're stuck here where you're just unable to see the fog until the zombies are, you know, on your face. But that's why we have the planterns now, isn't it? Alright. Let's get that guy up. You can already see this lane being attacked already. Sun, and then I should start putting down my lily pads. Also, I gotta fully admit, I was 100% wrong earlier, or at least not 100%, but very wrong indeed. Just how useful the puff shrooms can be. I hated them because they're just so weak damage-wise, but I'll tell you right now, especially in some of these levels, they have been saving my butt. Alright. Let's put one more plant shroom down here. We don't need to worry as much when it comes to this area right here, so we should be perfectly fine. So that said, I'm starting to hear some droplets in the water. Or was that just me putting things... That was just me putting things on. I'm an idiot. Alright. So let's go ahead and start replacing this guy here. We might lose this planter, but there's nothing much we can do about it right now. Hopefully we got enough damage that these guys can just go through and... Yeah, they'll take care of it. Come on. There we go. Start replacing things with cactus. And now that we've got the chance to protect ourselves a little bit better, now that we actually have all of our sun planted, I think it's time to talk about the Magnet-Shroom. Especially now that we can play it. Magnet-Shrooms are actually probably one of the more useful plants in the game, and I usually tend to put them in the back here. Their special ability, well, if you couldn't guess, is the fact that they are magnets, and they will actually draw any and all metal to them. This makes them actually pretty good because, well, a lot of the zombies that we're fighting against have metal. So the Buckethead zombies will no longer be able to actually go and harm us anymore. Oh crap, I just realized. There we go, pumpkin. There we go, get the lantern back up. Get a lily pad up here. Actually, no, let's have you there. Let's start removing you. Put the cactus down here so we can actually have some damage. Crap, you're gonna just go straight through everything, aren't you? Yeah, no. So that lane's lost. Alright, so let's at least start putting cactus, bleh. Start putting, frickin' defenses down properly now. Wow, come on, I want to actually show off the Magnet-Shroom, and I can't do that if you don't bring in the magnet-weak enemies. Wow. But as you can already see, the pumpkin here are really good for defense here. I just realized I need to help protect this guy. But they're not infallible. As you can see, I just lost this particular lane. They don't have enough damage. I was trying to show off frickin' Magnet-Shrooms. It's also one of the bad things about having a cactus on the field. Cactus will actually go and stop attacking whatever they're currently attacking if there is a balloon in the air. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do this to you. Alright, let's get more cactus out. Start rebuilding my defense as best I can. Oh, come on. Magnet-Shroom, you should be close enough. You should be close enough. There we go. Awesome. So yeah, they will go and steal whatever essentially metal thing is in their way. Makes for a very useful instance of protecting yourself. So let's go ahead and put that there. Let's just go ahead and give this to you. So I should honestly just be spamming my cactuses like I would normally do for my pea shooters here. But yeah, so the only major issue you'll ever have with Magnet-Shrooms is kind of like the chompers. They will actually not be able to go and magnet anything else for a short time after they will go and get whatever they've gotten. Not the most problematic thing in the world, but it can screw you over if you're not paying attention. Especially if there's a lot of enemies on the field that have a lot of like magnetable equipment thing to them. Actually, let's go ahead and replace you. Get you. Turn you into a regular zombie. Alright, and we should be fully prepared for this next wave. Oh, you're not gonna go through, aren't you? Crap. Yeah, see, this is the one case where, well, the Magnet-Shroom kind of wasn't able to help us until the very end, really? I knew the Magnet-Shrooms had range, but that's a little ridiculous. Oh dear. Oh, come on. Come on, Cactus, you can do it. As a matter of fact, here, I'll even help you out a little. Yeah, Cactus will be able to take care of us. We're fine. We're fine. Come on, Cactus. Anytime now. Thank you. Oh, we're here already? Oh my goodness. Hello, this is your mother. Please come over to my house for meatloaf. Leave your front door open and your lawn unguarded. Sincerely, Mom, not the zombies. Well, it's good for Mom to invite us over for dinner. Let's go over to her next time. Until then, folks, take care.